I'm at Kief Joshua Vineyards down in Elgin, Arizona. Now, Kief produces some of the finest both reds and whites in the state of Arizona. But today we're down here to do some very special pairing. We're going to be pairing 4 of Kief Joshua wines with some of the most flavorful and wonderful pasta I've ever tasted from Decio pasta. This is an excellent line. We've tasted many of their pastas over the last several years. This pairing should be absolutely delicious and wonderful. So let's head over and meet Gerald Havill from Decio Pasta and talk about how we're going to pair these wines and these pastas today. We're here at the cooking station here at Kief Joshua Vineyards with Gerald Havill. And Gerard, why don't you talk to us about the first dish you're going to prepare today and the wine that you'd like to pair with it?
The first dish that we're going to do is the airline chicken breast with our spinach basil garlic linguine. I am going to pair it with Viognier white wine from Kief Joshua Vineyard. First, we're going to start off with trimming the airline breast. As you see, the airline breast is a boneless chicken breast, but it has the drumette attached to the end. I have cut the knob off the end, so when this cooks, it'll sit up in the air. I'm going to take this breast, I'm just going to trim it up just a little bit and cut off some of the excess skin. I'm going to take this and I'm going to butterfly it out. And then I roll the chicken breast up. I'm going to cook it so that the chicken starts jumping a little bit in the pan. I'm going to flip it over and we're going to put it in the oven to finish it. That's our presentation. Now we're going to cook our Decio spinach basil garlic linguine. This is the product right here. This is a 12-ounce package. You're going to put it in the pan and let it seep down naturally. It goes in rolling, boiling water. Once the product is cooked and the water returns to a boil, it'll take about 3 to 4 minutes and it'll be done. By that time, our chicken breast ought to be done and we can go from there. The spinach basil garlic linguine is now ready. I'm going to put it into a bowl on the side. Add about a tablespoon of butter. Some of the cooking water. And just a little bit of kosher salt. Stir that up. We're going to put that down on the cutting board. Let that rest a little bit so that the juices can set. I'm going to take our featured wine, put a little bit in the pan, bring that to a nice roiling heat and reduce it. I'm going to add some heavy whipping cream to that. And I'm going to let that reduce down to a sauce texture. We've taken our spinach basil garlic linguine. And we're ready to portion now. You take that chicken breast. Then we take our sauce. And swirl it right in. Then I finish it with a nice little sprig of fresh basil. That is the spinach basil garlic with an airline chicken breast with the Viognier wine. The next one we're going to do is the Kief Joshua Cephus white wine. We're going to pair that with our Decio pasta saffron linguine. We're going to poach some salmon and scallops and have a roasted garlic saffron butter sauce. First thing we got to do is make our fumet. I'm going to take the skin off the salmon. Some of the Cephus white wine. Okay, our fumet is ready. It's been on for about 15 minutes. That'll give us a nice flavor. Whenever you're poaching something, you'd like to have a liquid that's just not water. So that's why we made a real quick fumet. From there, we put in our poached salmon. Now, as you notice, the salmon isn't totally covered. When you're poaching, you're not boiling. It's only 2/3 covered. Once I've turned the salmon over, it's halfway through the cooking process, I'm now going to place in the scallops. That'll be about 5 minutes. Now I'm going to put in my roasted garlic, a little bit of shallots, and a little bit of saffron. As soon as that starts to release its flavors, we're going to put in a little bit of heavy cream and finish it with butter. Now we're going to add a little bit of fresh butter, turn off the heat, and swirl that in as well. Decio pasta saffron linguine with a Cephus white wine, and that will be with poached salmon and scallops. Start off with the saffron linguine in your serving dish. Over here with your poached salmon and poached scallops. Put the sauce over the top. Fresh asparagus spears. And finish that with the sauce.
Now that these two fabulous dishes are complete, the chicken dish and the salmon dish, let's talk about pairing for a couple of minutes with Kief Manning and with Gerald Havill about why these wines go so well with these tremendous dishes. Just to recap, go through again for a second, Gerard, how the chicken was prepared.
It's an airline breasted chicken with pancetta, Roman tomatoes, a little bit of garlic and shallots. We stuffed that, we sauteed it real quick, then we finished it off in the oven. We served it with spinach basil garlic linguine, and it had the delicate wine sauce that was served with a little bit of heavy cream and butter.
Kief, we have your 2010 Viognier. What is it that you like about the Viognier with the expression, and why would you like to pair it with a dish?
Viognier is one of my favorite white varietals. It's usually always something interesting, something a little bit different. This is sort of a medium-bodied, dry white wine. It was a year in stainless steel, so doesn't have any of that heavy oak to it. Should go nice with a nice light cream sauce that also involves the wine, so it's going to have some something to pull together there, and should be just enough body there to stand up to the chicken without being overpowered or overpowering it, or the pancetta as well.
And Gerard, that the pasta you used for the chicken dish was which pasta again?
The spinach basil garlic.
Okay, well, let's dig in. Let's try this with the wine, and we'll see how things go. Oh my God, the chicken is just luscious.
I think also a little bit of that almost grassiness goes great with that pancetta.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Smoky bacon.
That's a beautiful combination. Gerard, you did an outstanding job with this presentation. It's creamy, it's luscious, not overly heavy, very flavorful. The wine is just a beautiful expression, that kind of floral spice, beautifully soft, rounded edges. So this is just a great combination. This is excellent.
Well done.
In fact, I think I'd like to take both of you home with me so that you can do some cooking and you can supply my wine. In the meanwhile, I'm going to grab another piece of this. We're now on to the poached salmon and scallops dish on saffron pasta. Is that right?
Correct.
And why don't you just recap for us how you prepared this?
What we did is we made a quick fumet out of the skins and some herbs and spices with a little of the Cephus white wine and a little bit of water. Once we made that fumet, we strained it. We poached our salmon, skin side down. Once we finished that dish, we turned over the salmon, put on our scallops, poached it. We took a little bit of roasted garlic, a little heavy cream, the Cephus wine, and made a delicate butter sauce.
And to pair it, we have Cephus. Where did you get the name Cephus from, Kief?
Cephus was actually my grandfather's name, my father's father, and it's 80% Chardonnay, 20% Pinot Blanc. Spent 3 months in French oak and about 9 months in stainless steel. So tried to preserve the fruitiness of the Viognier without oaking, of the Cephus, without oaking it too much. just to get a little bit of that buttery characteristic, and still have the Chardonnay fruit sort of shine through without being over oaked. It's got enough acidity to cut right through the butter and the cream sauce, and that fruitiness kind of pairs great with the natural sweetness of the shellfish, and then again the wine and the sauce to help kind of pull it all together again.
And what vintage is this?
It's 2009.
2009. Okay, well, here we go. Let's try a little bit of this fabulous poached salmon and scallop dish. Some asparagus to garnish up there on the side, and we'll dig in. Oh, this wine, this dish and this wine, this is wonderful. There's some underlying acidity there, not a lot, but there's a little bit that kind of cuts through all of this richness. You can taste the Chardonnay in that as well, but again, it's not a heavy, oaky, vanilla Chardonnay. Just a delicious, delicious combination.
I think also that little minerality to it also pairs great with the kind of brininess of the scallops as well.
I agree. Another fabulous effort from both of you, my goodness.